Oh my god, this cast. This makes me want to jizz in my pants. Hey, I'm Mike Logan.
I'm Gerrit Elzinga.
And this better be good. It's the weekly podcast where Gerrit and I, we review a movie before seeing it, and then we see it, and we review it again after seeing it. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks for listening. I'm going to move this forward a little bit, so I'm going to cut out some sound. Sorry if it sounds weird.
This week...
All right.
This week we are seeing Ralph Breaks the Internet, the sequel to the hit film Wreck-It Ralph. 6 years after the events of Wreck-It Ralph, Ralph and Vanellope, now friends, discover a Wi-Fi router in their arcade, leading them into a new adventure.
Ooh, so exciting. I'm very excited.
Yes. What's happening now?
Zooming out.
Big fan of Wreck-It Ralph. Really enjoyed that movie.
It was good.
I'm a big fan of animation. I love video games, and it just makes sense, you know? They came together to make a beautiful John C. Reilly baby.
Oh, I love John C. Reilly.
Who doesn't love John? If you don't love John C. Reilly, you're probably a terrorist. Check your pulse, because we just killed you, America.
Yeah. Oh, man.
But the cast is, Ralph, the titular Ralph is played by John C. Reilly. Vanellope is played by voiced by Sarah Silverman.
She does so good in it, by the way.
She does. I don't normally like Sarah Silverman, but I really, really like her in Wreck-It Ralph.
She sounds like a kid. It's perfect.
Yeah, and then also that movie, the first one, just talk about the first one for a couple of minutes. The first one really, really struck a great balance, like Pixar level of heart and humor in that movie.
Yes.
It was I give kudos to Disney for being able to give a movie that really, the scene where Ralph breaks her race car.
Yes.
Oh
dude.
my God, it's so tragic, man. But then it's also very funny. It's got a lot of nods to video games, which I'm into. I'm a fucking nerd. I love that stuff.
What's your favorite video game?
Of all time?
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed 2.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Assassin's Creed 2, man. I once lost a job because of that game.
Yeah, you got to tell that story. You can't just leave it at that.
That game came out, I think it was 2006 or something like that. 2007, somewhere around there. And I remember I was working at a restaurant, and I got the game, and I was addicted to it. There was they had base customization. I had a castle, a villa that I could customize and upgrade. I went on all these missions and did all the side missions and didn't go to work for 4 days. No call, no show for 4 days, and got fired.
I hate you. I would hate you if I worked there. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, I was dumb. But the rest of the cast, a lot of newcomers, a couple of returning favorites. Gal Gadot as Shank. Gal Gadot famously plays Wonder Woman. Taraji P. Henson is a character simply called Yes. Jack McBrayer's back as Fix-It Felix.
Cool.
Jane Lynch is back as Calhoun. Alan Tudyk is back.
Oh, he's great.
But he was in the first one. He was the bad guy in the first one.
Yeah.
Who died. So I don't know who he is. He's not the bad guy in this one, so we'll see.
I mean, he can just do
Here's
his
the thing, though. We probably wouldn't
different.
even know who he is because he's got such an amazing chameleon voice. Alfred Molina as Double Dan. Alfred Molina played Doc Ock in Amazing Spider-Man 2. Ed O'Neill, Flula Borg, Ali Wong's in this. This is just a fantastic cast. But, Gerrit, you looking forward to this or what?
I am. I remember liking the first one. I know it's great, but I hadn't seen it as many times as Incredibles. I've only seen Wreck-It Ralph once, but
I've seen it a bunch.
I really did like it when I saw it. I just don't remember it, which I think that plays into how excited I am for movies. I was very excited for the new Halloween, but I think my big thing is having too much built up in my head, even though I say I have low expectations. I feel like that's a thing that I do a lot. Incredibles 2, I thought it was great. The more I think about it, though, the more it doesn't hold up to the first one.
Yeah, I agree.
So that could be a thing, too. I don't know. I still really enjoy Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and the more I talk to people, the more they hated it. And I'm like,
yeah, I saw it again.
I think it's good.
I saw it again, and I don't think it's as good as I did the first time.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I've seen it 3 times, I think.
I think if I watched it again, I might hate it even more.
Wow.
And it's not that I hate the movie, per se. I think the first act is really good.
And I think the third act is
the third
really
act
good.
for me just where it kind of loses it.
Wow, that's so crazy.
It's just, I think there's just a lot of things that are hard to get over, the idea of some of the stuff that everyone's talked about, the idea that these dinosaurs would sell for tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
The idea of why would you need an attack dinosaur?
Yeah.
There's just a lot of things that don't make sense in the third act.
Even if you don't use it for an attack, would you, if you had that much money, would you buy a dinosaur?
Well, yeah, I would.
Oh.
But I mean, like, this is like arms dealers who are like, and they're like, because like the idea is to weaponize this dinosaur and like have it like, you know, like hunt people on the military battlefield. But I mean,
I don't know if they're all using it for that. I think they're probably using it for like, that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what other practical purpose you have for like owning a dinosaur.
A guard Allosaurus, you know.
A Gardosaurus?
A Gardosaurus Rex.
Do you think he's Saurus? I don't know, just a lot of things, like the whole clone girl shoehorned in plot line that made no sense.
I thought that was great. I didn't
the
think it was
idea
shoehorned.
of like her like letting all those dinosaurs loose and there not being severe consequences.
Oh, there
will
be severe consequences.
We'll see, or will it be some sort of Jurassic World? And then I think you and I actually called it before in the movie, even though it's still disappointing me seeing it.
Jeff Goldblum
only being in it for 5 minutes. Like we called it. We're like, he's only going to be in that scene.
Oh, we
like
called
he's not going to be the rest of the movie. And like it's still really disappointing because like he's so hot right now. Like why would you not put him in the rest of your movie?
Well, it's because I mean that's why he didn't want to do it for longer. He's probably
also
in that one scene.
fucking that bullshit scene when they're on the rooftop and the Indominus is between
Chris
Claire
Pratt.
and Owen.
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Claire and Owen. Yep.
And then she points the thing at Owen when she could have pointed it literally anywhere else. Like the ray dart that like if you target at something then it attacks it.
Yeah.
She could have just pointed at a fucking tree.
That's true.
Like I don't understand why she did that. There's just a lot of things that don't make sense.
She probably wanted it dead. If it would have ran after the tree, it would have went to the tree and then like fucking came back to them. So just like, oh yeah, we'll get it away from us.
Personally, I wish the T-Rex would have just busted in the house and eaten the Indominus.
Yeah, that would have been cool. But, you know, it would have got teared to shreds.
So Ralph breaks the internet.
Yeah, let's go back to this movie. Anyway, I'm excited enough. I'm just so busy all the time, so I don't have time to just, like, focus solely on a movie. Like,
what are you saying? You should be able to completely make money off of this podcast so you don't have to work anymore so you won't be so busy?
Yeah, well, today I had to go to work, which is, you know, whatever. And then after work, I had to go help my dad figure out how to put files on a flash drive. And it was...
He's such a dad.
It was like training... It was like training a bike to use training wheels.
Okay.
It's the easiest thing in the world, but it took...
Training the bike to use training wheels?
Yes.
All right.
It took 2 hours.
That sounds about right.
Holy shit. It was fucking exhausting. And then I drove to grab you, and then we came here, and now we're recording. And the last thing I want to do is talk about the movie. I just want to see it and get it out of the way. You know what I mean?
Gal Gadot is playing the character Shank, who is a race car driver in a GTA-like game.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I like her.
I've got a feeling she's going to be very motherly to Vanellope.
Interesting.
I'm really looking forward to that. I feel like there's not a lot of representation of mother-daughter stuff on screen anymore. Like I don't know if anyone has ever noticed that, but like there's a lot of like father-kid dynamics, but there's not a lot of like mother-daughter dynamics in film.
Oh, Lady Bird, did you see that?
I did not. I heard it was fantastic.
It was good. I like Flower more though.
I haven't seen that. Is that the Thumper? The Thumper's friend from Bambi?
No.
Yes, it is.
I'm sure.
It's a skunk from
That's
Bambi.
not what I'm talking about.
Flower.
Oh my god.
Spoiler alert: the mom dies in Bambi.
Not in Flower.
Not in Flower.
No, it's a movie with Zoe Deutsch. The movie opens with her blowing a cop. She plays a 17-year-old girl.
I think I may have seen that movie. Oh no, I'm thinking of porn. So I'm thinking of.
No, so she's blowing the cop, and then when he's done, her two friends roll up on bikes, and they're filming the whole thing. It turns out she's blackmailing this guy the whole time.
I think I've seen that movie.
And she's been doing this, like you find out she's been doing this to other people, and then she's trying to raise enough money to get her dad out of prison. That's how the fucking movie starts.
Wow.
It's great. It's a great movie. No one saw it. It was only at Woodland, which is another Celebration cinema. Guys, we're recording at Celebration.
Funny enough, the Woodland Theater used to be the one theater you can go to get a blowjob.
Yeah. Oh! Yeah. Well, I didn't know that.
I do.
Oh my god. Anyway,
we gotta hurry up, guys.
Yeah.
We gotta hurry up.
But mother-daughter things.
Mother-daughter. I'm really looking forward to the mother-daughter dynamic in this film. Maybe it's just the dad and me and having a daughter and being like, she needs strong role model because she watches shit like Hotel Transylvania, and I'm like, no. Gerrit, before we go see this movie, how about you go ahead and give the fans what they want to hear? Let's hear that arbitrary rating.
I think it's gonna be great. I'm gonna give it 8 because I gave the first one 9.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it 8. I don't know, Dad. Out of 10. That's a running joke with the podcast, if you guys don't know.
I don't know, damn.
Don't start that shit, man. I think it's going to be really good. I do think it's going to be hard to live up to the expectations of the first film. I think animated films, especially, except for literally Toy Story, it's the only animated movie where the sequels surpass the first one for me. But I think it's going to be good. I'm going to give it an 8.5. I'm going to wreck it out of 10.
That's good. All right.
So yeah, listen to this trailer, and then about 2.5 minutes, you'll hear us again.
Yeah, this might be a short episode. We'll see how the next part goes out. So
Maybe we'll love it. We're going to talk about a bunch of shit. I can fix it. Fix it, Felix.
all right, guys, enjoy.
Hey, kid! Wake up!
Ralph, what is wrong with you?
Start churning butter and put on your church shoes, little sister, because we're about to blast off.
Ralph, what is it you're trying to say?
We're going to the internet.
What?
Work it, make it, do it. Make sense. Work it harder, make it harder. Do it faster, make sense.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the internet!
Wow, look at all this stuff.
This is the most beautiful miracle I've ever seen.
Welcome to the search bar. What can I help you find today? Umbrella, umbrage, umami.
No.
Noah's Ark, no doubt. Nordstrom Rack, ergonomics, Urban Outfitters, cool.
I'm pretty sure he's just trying to guess what you're gonna say.
My autofill is a touch aggressive today.
Let me try. Take me to a website that's super intense and really nuts.
Oh, I only found one result.
Oh, come on. Princesses and cartoon characters barf.
Hey.
Whoa! Cool!
You're coming with us, kid.
Hi. Whoa, ladies, I'm a princess too.
What kind of a princess are you?
Do you have magic hair?
No.
Magic hands?
No.
Do animals talk to you?
No.
Were you poisoned?
No.
Cursed?
No.
Kidnapped or enslaved?
No. Are you guys okay? Should I call the police?
Do people assume all your problems got solved because a big, strong man showed up?
Yes. What is up with that?
She is a princess.
Ralph breaks the internet.
Shouldn't it be Ralph wrecks the internet?
Yeah, since he is Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah, but break the internet, it's like a thing.
Right, it's just wreck the internet kind of sounds better, doesn't it?
You're not wrong.
Work is never over.
And we're back! Welcome back to the show. You just saw that trailer, and we just watched that movie.
They listened to the trailer. We saw the movie.
I always say Saw. I'm just going to stick with saying Saw. I'm just going to stick with saying Saw.
Seesaw, Saw 9.
Go see Saw and say Saw, whatever you want to do. And then say something, I'm giving up on you.
Slaughter race.
Shank.
Oh, God, guys. That was...
So, Gerrit, yeah, let's jump right in.
I'll start by saying that movie was amazing.
Very good.
If we're comparing it to animated features that we've seen so far this year and then also on the podcast, I think it is what Incredibles 2 wanted to be. Do you ever have that where you see a movie and then you're like, oh my God, this is what that movie wanted to be? This is way better. I think it's great.
I think I do think it was better than Incredibles 2.
I think this movie was better than Wreck-It Ralph.
I'm on the fence. It's close for me, but there's a reason why I don't think it's better than the first one, and I'll get into that.
Yeah, spoiler section.
But yeah, I think it was really funny.
Really good.
A little bit of a slow start, but it was like a quick slow start.
Yeah.
And then once it got going, it really got going. It
was like fun. It was like bringing you back into the world for sure.
Yeah, it was like rapid fire joke, like a really, really, really funny movie. And yeah, just like, and then us being like the age of the internet, like all the jokes hit for us.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's so many internet jokes, like good internet jokes.
Really good.
Because it's easy to do all the cliche internet jokes. Like we've seen internet represented in a physical form before.
Yep.
But the way they did it, the fact that Twitter is just a tree full of birds tweeting at each other.
Yeah. I was waiting for the Donald Trump tweets to show up.
Jesus.
And just a bunch of yeah.
But yeah, they just did a really good job of just visualizing what the internet looks like. It was entertaining. It was fun.
It was really good.
Yeah. Guy looks like he's wearing lady pants.
That's what I thought he was wearing. Hey, no judgment.
Wear your lady pants, bro.
No judgment zone. So, I thought the movie was great. And, any questions that you have? I mean,
I'll say one more thing, spoiler free, before we get into some minor spoilers in the movie. I do think that it's hard to give a character arc in a sequel, and I think they did a really good job of giving Ralph a really good character arc in the sequel.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the first one was about him trying to be a hero. It wasn't a huge arc for him. I think he had more of an arc in this one than he did in the first one.
Oh, for sure. That's why this one's better, I think.
But yeah, I just really enjoyed the way they did that, and it was a meaningful character arc that made sense, and it played off of their long-term relationship very well.
Yeah.
And it was everything made sense. Nothing happened where you're just like, why? It was all just like, yep, that makes sense.
No manufactured drama, baby.
There was not. Well, a little bit with the one thing, but
yeah, but I mean, also if you look at that from in the aspect of relationships, because I feel like that's kind of what it's echoing, their whole thing. Well, we'll get into that in the spoiler-free
So spoiler-free section's done. Let's get into some spoilers. If you want,
let's get into the spoilers.
If you want to not have stuff spoiled, turn off the podcast right now and then come back to it after you listen to it.
Because the movie is more fun when you see it without listening to the second part.
Yes.
My big fear, though, is that people will listen to the first part and then listen to the beginning of the second part and then never get around to listening to what our opinions are on the movie if they don't see it.
Business standpoint, we still got to listen.
Hey, that's true. And it goes right to the internet. All right.
Yeah, spoiler section now.
So I think that they're in the beginning, it's kind of like friends or whatever, and then later in the movie, it's it's echoing boyfriend girlfriend kind of thing. I know it's weird because it's she's a child and he's an adult, but he's very immature.
Yeah.
And I think that's how a lot of men are in relationships. And I feel like she just needs to sprout her wings and fly away, that kind of thing.
Sure.
Hey, like a Twitter bird. But
Twitter bird.
No, it's very interesting to see that because I think it's also a good social message to get. Because also, if you look at all the Disney princesses, which they're featured prominently in the movie,
they're so good.
Hilarious. But also, they're very young.
Disney princesses
women.
usually range from 15 to 18 years old.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So that's what Vanellope's obviously younger. But,
yeah, she's 9 or something.
Yeah, but I feel like that's the same mentality that the princesses have. Mm. So it's that kind of thing. Where she is able to explain to them, hey, pajamas are cool, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And Ralph is kind of just a very dumb, immature. He's more childish than Vanellope is.
Yeah, in certain aspects, yeah.
Yes, so that's a good flip with the thing. It's a very interesting relationship movie. And the Gal Gadot thing that you brought up about how she'd be motherly, I feel like she's big sisterly.
She was big sisterly, yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool to see, though.
Yeah, she was just she understood, I'm sure she's probably always been that age, but I'm sure, she had a point where maybe she felt lost and needed guidance. And so she just kind of, guided Vanellope in the right direction without being an overbearing character or anything like that. It was very good.
She's the opposite of Ralph, because I feel by the end, Ralph had, maybe she becomes a motherly figure by the end, and Ralph becomes, the fatherly figure.
Stepfather.
Yes.
He sees her, once every couple of months.
Yeah, there you go.
Father.
But it's going off to college kind of thing, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, no, I thought as far as the manufactured tension.
Yes. That was an interesting thing.
The scene where he releases a virus in the game that Vanellope wants to leave her game for. So they go into the slaughter race game, which is the GTA style game that they go into, which is very funny.
It's more like Gran Turismo.
Well, no, because there's a social aspect to it.
Oh, yeah.
Gran Turismo is just doing car.
Yeah.
I think if you ever played Drive Club.
No.
That's probably what it'd be like Drive Club if there was violence in it.
What about GoldenEye? No, I'm kidding.
Nothing like GoldenEye. But he releases a virus in that game to try to get it to not work, so she won't want to go to it. But I mean, all that could have been solved if they would have just had a conversation, and they didn't have a conversation. So that's where I feel like it's a bit manufactured.
But I think it can be explained away with he's immature. And I think that that's definitely, he needs to have that character arc. So, I mean, both of them should have talked to each other.
Yeah, I'm not just faulting him, but I always have a problem in movies when, this is where I think manufactured tension comes from. It's when two characters have a falling out, and it would have been solved if they would have just had a conversation with each other.
They did have that same thing in the first one, though.
Yeah, that's true, when he wrecked her car and stuff. But so probably my only gripe about the movie was that one part, because like we've talked about it before, like we hate manufactured tension, and that felt to me like
well,
it was
it's the same with Disney movies where it's just like Ariel, come on, just write it down.
I just love Disney
Write
just tearing
it down.
its own brand apart in that movie.
It was great.
There's a scene where Vanellope meets all of the Disney princesses, and we mean literally all of them. And
Moana, Pocahontas,
they play on
Mulan.
all of their own stereotypes and cliches, and they just poke so many holes through all of them.
Oh, it's so
and
great.
they acknowledge like they all go down the row like exclaiming which one of them had an epiphany in life while reflecting into water.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And then one of the Mulan was just like horse trough. Like, they're all just talking about how like. And it's a trope too, I guess. I've never even noticed it until they mentioned it. But like in every Disney princess movie, they always have some sort of self-reflective moment, and it's always in the most literal sense because they're always looking at their own reflection and they have an epiphany.
That, and then what was the? I don't have a mother. Neither do we. Like 7 of them come in and say it.
And then they all wear PJs, and all of their shirts are like nods at their characters.
Yeah, just let it go.
Elsa was wearing a T-shirt that said "Just Let It Go."
Yep.
Pocahontas, did you see her T-shirt?
You'll say it and I'll remember.
Pocahontas had a T-shirt, and it kind of looked like one of those old school like wolves howling at the moon shirts, and then underneath it just said "Blue Corn Moon."
Oh, I didn't see that one. That's great.
Oh, what else? A good one. Oh, and then I just love when I don't know the name of the character from Brave. But
Scottish?
She talks in this ridiculous Scottish brogue, and like nobody can understand her. That whole. I never thought Disney princesses would crack me up so much.
I laughed very hard at that, and then the scene that made me cry, like in a like, oh my god, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen. So Ralph has to. So Vanellope von Treats.
Von Schweetz.
Schweetz. Yeah. That's funny. Vanellope von Schweetz, her game gets broken, so they have to get a part from eBay. And the guy that owns the arcade doesn't want to pay for it because it's $200, so then they go into the internet to try and buy it from eBay itself. They don't have the money to do it. They bet way too much money on it, or bid too much money on it. So then they raise they try and raise the money by Ralph trying to become like a YouTube sensation kind of thing.
Video,
a viral video. And so he does a bunch of these things that are like all current. And the fucking hilarious one, the joke is so amazing because it's a reference to 2 different things that are going viral.
Yeah.
Unboxing videos and bee puns.
I love the bee puns.
It's so...
Bee just flies with the flower.
Let's be friends. And it's so corny, so stupid, but when you're looking at it, you're like, oh my god, that would totally be a viral thing.
Yeah.
Later in the movie, he's doing like one more video, and it's like it's an unboxing of like a pancake game or whatever.
Yeah,
he's like, oh, I got a little heft to it. I don't know if I got the bunny or the whatever he's saying.
Yeah.
And then he opens it, and a bunch of bees fly out. Oh my god, my eyes! Like he doesn't become Nicolas Cage, but it stops and it goes. Open Sesame. And it was the funny, like the perfect timing, the perfect references to multiple things happening in the movie, caught you off guard completely, had no idea that was going to happen. It was so funny. And then the topper was the fucking pun itself. Oh my god.
Yeah, there's just a lot
so funny.
There's a lot of jokes packed into a short period of time in this movie. Like, and there's subtle things too that if you like blink you'll miss kind of things. Like the idea that like when Vanellope first crashes the princess's house, where they live or whatever.
They all
and
pull out their
pull out weapons.
Yeah.
And then Cinderella breaks a glass slipper on a corner table and like just points it at Vanellope. Like the idea that they're all just like they're all battle trained now. Like they're used to like defending themselves, so they're all just quick to kill somebody when they come in the room.
God, it's so funny.
It's so good, and there's so many references that we'd spend all day if we tried to sit here and tell you all of them. But like the dark web is like, it looks like a seedy back alley, like where you go to buy like, viruses and shit. There's a scene where Ralph goes to essentially the bottom of the internet. Because if you want to picture how the internet is framed in this movie,
it keeps building up.
Picture the Fifth Element.
Yeah.
And like all the cities in the Fifth Element is what the internet looks like.
Yep.
So if you go all the way down to the bottom, like there's like
GeoCities.
an almost abandoned building that was public chat rooms.
Dial-up Express.
Yeah, it's just all these like old internet things that are just dead now.
Really funny.
But yeah, and then you said you didn't find Alan Tudyk. It was the information guy, the search desk.
Oh, that was Alan Tudyk.
Alan Tudyk.
Wow.
That guy's a fucking chameleon, man.
Really good. Really good.
But yeah,
Mr. Knows More.
But yeah, the reason. So this is why I don't think it's better than the first one.
Okay. Here we go.
And when I say I don't think it's better, I mean it's really close.
Yeah.
But I don't think there was as much emotional heft as the first one. Like in the first one, like when they have their falling out, it feels really earned. I think because you had two characters who were so different and so in need of each other that when they finally got together, you were like, yeah, that's great. They have a great friendship. And then, Ralph, quote unquote, betrays her by destroying her car. And you really feel the idea of these two separate people who've been longing for acceptance or friendship and then having that ruin. And then you see the anguish on Ralph's face when he's doing it. You see the sadness on Vanellope's face when she's watching him do it. And I think that punches harder than any of the emotional punches that happened in this one.
Interesting.
And I think it was because, in this one, they've been friends for 6 years now in this one.
Yeah.
So for me, I was like, they'll get over it. Like, I was like, whatever happens, like, it's going to happen, and they'll get over it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the idea, like, people who've been friends for 6 years don't let small things tear them apart. So I knew it was going to be resolved in the end. Whereas in the first one, it was like, they were such a young, fragile friendship, anything could have broken their friendship.
Yeah,
And so, like, I think for me, that's the only thing that keeps it from being better. But I think it was funnier. I think it was the character. There's a lot more well-written characters.
Yeah.
That chase scene when they first go to the
it was
slaughter
great.
race,
It was like Baby
it was
Driver.
well shot and like well edited and a well thought out chase scene in an animated film. Like,
if there was music playing, that would have been even better. But
Bell Bottoms.
Yeah.
What was I watching? Oh, Bob's Burgers there's an episode called Bobby Driver. It was
No.
like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, I gotta
and like
watch
Bob
it.
has to like you watch Bob's Burgers?
No, but
Bob
I'll watch
has
this.
to he agrees to escort this old lady around town while she tries to steal pieces of a Unity quilt because like she's mad that they wouldn't let her put her piece in it. So she wants to steal it from all the other quilters, and so she enlists Bob, and like it's full blown Baby Driver.
Really?
Yeah, it's really good.
All right. They use the song.
They use a mock of that song. So
What's
like,
it called?
So like Bob's Burgers is known for like having a lot of original songs in it.
Yeah.
Like you'd be surprised because it's an adult animated cartoon.
Yep.
But like there's a lot of songs in that show, and they usually do songs that just talk about what's going on in the plot, and that's what this one is.
Okay.
But it does sound like Bell Bottoms.
All right.
Yeah.
Parody.
It's very good. Probably look it up when we get done here, and we'll show it to you.
Yeah, I don't know if I have any more things to say. I mean, it was just such a great movie. It was very funny.
Hilarious. The post-credit scene.
Oh, that was great.
Fantastic.
Pancake? Milkshake.
Pancake. The bunny's all fat and shit. He just shoves the pancake
And
in
then
his mouth.
syrup. Oh, so funny.
Oh, man.
But it's like, it really is. I mean, I love these things because it gives you the idea of like, can things be sentient? Like, this is a news article that I read today.
We're going to the Joe Rogan podcast now.
No. Sorry, it was yesterday, so this is not the Joe Rogan podcast. No, but there's an article about how there's this group that's trying to start like a sex robot thing where people can go. Did you read this?
Yeah, I didn't read the article, but I've heard about it.
It's from Rolling Stone, but it's the whole idea of like, can sex
like
robots
a sex brothel with
consent?
robots.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I swear to God, yeah. It's
Can
like
they consent?
It's the idea of like letting like giving them kind of like, because they say that robots aren't sentient
They're not.
Yet.
You're right.
Like they say that, so it's like this Westworld taking it like, can
Is it like
they be
preemptive
sentient?
laws kind of thing? Like
I think so. It's not. It's like this brothel kind of thing, but the idea of like, can a robot consent? Should we allow a robot to consent? And it's
robots
just,
can't consent. They're not sentient.
I know, but that's the whole idea. Is like, well, it can teach you to do it with real people, and it's like, listen, if you're fucking a robot, you're never gonna fuck a real person. That's the bit I was building to.
funny.
But yeah, so I don't know. It's just a very strange idea to me, but anyway, what do I give this movie? I give it a solid 9 out of 10 Schweets. Butterfingers. I want Butterfingers right now. I got Kit Kat in my pocket. I got a Kit
how
Kat.
melted is that?
It's good.
I'm gonna give it 9.5.
Wow.
I love that movie. It was fucking hilarious.
It was really good.
I'm gonna give it 9.5 Turbo-tastics out of 10.
Wow. Okay.
Thank you. That was a callback to Alan Tudyk in the first one.
Yeah.
Alan Tudyk in the first one. Alan Tudyk in the first one.
Is that your voiceover work coming into play?
This is the AMR section of the podcast. Turbo-tastic.
Our faces are so close right now. You could basically cut our tongues with a knife. Thank you for tuning in to This Better Be Good.
I'm Mike Logan.
I'm Gerrit Elzinga.
And that was good.
great.
Fuck.
fuck. Guys, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Thanks for tuning into the podcast.
Garrett, where can we find you this weekend?
I am going to be at Dr. Grin's Comedy Club. Joe List is headlining. Matt Stofsky is featuring. I am emceeing. Very excited for these shows. Joe List.
Mike Jeter is also
guy.
headlining.
Yeah, he will be there headlining. Headlining.
No, he won't.
Also, you ever see a co-headline with a feature and an MC on there too?
Nope.
So, yeah, come on out if you're in the Grand Rapids area. It's always great. Always good shows there. Joe List is hilarious. Does a podcast with Mark Norman called Tuesdays with Stories. That
quite famous
blows my anal all the time. Love that podcast.
And I will be, you can't catch me because I'll be doing 2 corporate gigs right here in Grand Rapids. So you won't be able to go to them.
That's exciting.
There's some Christmas parties, but it's a lot of money. So
have fun with it, bud.
I'm sure I will. They'll probably get me drunk afterwards. Like, come on, man, have a drink, buddy. You're funny.
Oh.
I need a black friend.
Yeah.
That's it. Like us on Facebook.
Share.
Download, subscribe, like, review, share. Follow us on the Twitter at TBBG Podcast.
You got it right this time.
Yeah, I thought about it a lot while I was saying it.
I could tell. Your eyes darted all over the room.
At TBBG Podcast.
Yeah, I would just love it if you guys wrote reviews and stuff like that. That really helps with the algorithms. The algorithm in the movie was hilarious, by the way. Played Taraji P. Henson.
Oh, yes.
She played Yes, and it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
I thought
really
she was
good.
great.
I thought she was going to be a bad guy, and I was going to be really pissed if she was.
There really wasn't a bad guy in this movie.
They didn't need one. They had their plot was Ralph was the bad guy.
Yeah.
Ralph's insecurities were the bad guy.
Yeah, that is interesting, though. I love a movie where no one's, like, double-crossed. No one's really a bad guy.
Yeah, but we've been so conditioned to expect it that I was expecting Yes to, like,
expecting
turn
it
on
too.
them.
Yeah.
But, like, I thought it was going to be there to raise the money, and she was going to be like, now it's mine.
But, I mean, really, when you think about it, there can be no, like, the internet doesn't really have a villain. You know what I mean?
It's people. It's the user.
I think that's what it's all talking about. It's like anything can be used for negativity. And like the comment section. Yeah. So I thought it was a very interesting thing to not make something that is like an algorithm be, the
I hope
bad
people
guy.
didn't turn it off after we said this was good.
Well, I mean, they should look at the thing and be like, oh my God, there's 6 minutes left.
It's
so
like,
maybe I
it's
should
like
keep
an end
listening.
credit scene.
Yeah, I mean, we've never had, like, dead air at the end of the episode, but we do have to get out of here. I have to get Mike to the Knickerbocker. We have a show tonight. I don't. He does. I don't know why I said we. Whatever. Maybe I'm headlining.
We don't know. This headlining joke is only for us.
Yeah.
All right. That was good. I'm Mike Logan.
I'm Gerrit Elzinga.
And that was great.
Good. Oh, well, we switched it back again.
Fuck me, right?
I'm Gerrit Elzinga.
I'm Mike Logan.
And that was great.